1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the second Lag TV portion of the World Vision Gimme Shelter 2019 charity event. Mr. Black,
Yeah.
we've just been going back to back to back. It's the third week running.
It's a lot.
The community has been coming out big.
Yes.
Big things. Lots of money being raised, not only here on our channel, but also over at Base Trades. We had a real big day with that, and man, the games that came out of that were also pretty fire.
Yep. Very fire.
Time to go for a round 3. Mr. Maximus Black.
Yes, sir.
Hit me up with that old school noise. Up here in the top right-hand corner of New Repungency LE, we've got the red Protoss Sorathez, and in the bottom left, we have the blue Terran Mica.
This replay was sent in through one of you guys who donated during the YouTube videos being posted by the name of Ben, who contributed $10 for the kids.
Ben Stiller?
I can pretend.
Is that you?
I can pretend that it's Ben.
Is that Ben Stiller out there? There we go. That's more comfortable.
So it is going to be a PVT on Repungency.
Repungency. So I've been watching a little StarCraft lately,
Whoa.
Mr. Black. Yeah.
What?
Well, because I've been looking for when I finish streaming and I'm like winding down, which takes me till about 6 o'clock in the morning. I've had lots of time, which means the people I'm watching are usually either deep West Coast or Korean, and I've been seeing a common thread here, where despite the fact that in like the upper echelons of StarCraft as of late, Terran has been doing extraordinarily well, there is still a serious cry out for Protoss to have a few things dialed back a bit, and it seems like the rumor is there is in fact some nerfs coming to Protoss.
So, surprise, surprise.
And they're ones I don't disagree with. So,
like what?
The real problem that exists right now is the immortal warp prism all in.
Okay.
That seems to be the unanimous, bitching point. Everyone else is like, the rest of the stuff, it's not so bad, but that's the real big one, and that seems to be what the rumored changes are based around. So, like the pickup range of the warp prism, and then they don't know what the immortal changes might be, but those seem to be where the two things are centered around at this time.
Okay.
Because everything else about Protoss, nobody really complains all that much. I mean, it's the standard fare, everyone bitches about everything. But like the core thing that everyone is really concerned about, and even some Protosses will admit that Protoss' all-inning right now is particularly strong. And so, yeah, for them to dial that back might not be a bad time.
I'd comment on that, but I really don't know the meta or anything, so, and I honestly don't give a fuck.
No.
Here comes the Reapers.
That's a lot of Reapers.
That's 4 of them.
That's a fair amount of Reapers.
And I'm going to call him Sanchez. He ain't got much.
No.
I think he's fucked.
Well, yeah, that's...
if I'm just going to be keeping it real.
Put it bluntly.
Just put it bluntly for the kids.
Bluntly for the kids. He's in some doo-doo butter.
There you go. It's a little better.
Yeah, he's that's... Look, if you aren't ready for 4 Reaper, meaning you haven't scouted it, it is a bad time. Even if you kill the 4 Reaper, you've likely lost so many resources and so much time.
Yeah, I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't even have tried to kill off any of those Adepts. This actually wasn't worst case scenario for Sanchez.
Yeah.
Considering he got caught with his pants down. He probably
really
should
nothing.
have lost almost all of his probes. He could one volley every single probe if he wanted to, but he sat and he shot at 1 Adept, and although he killed the 1 Adept, it gave enough time for the reinforcements to come in and ultimately lowered. Let's just take a look at how many he's
probes
killed.
he lost.
So 10, which is quite a bit.
That's a substantial number of probes, but it probably could have been 15 or more.
Yes, absolutely.
Instead of getting rid of that 1 Adept. And so, like you said, Sora actually got a bit lucky there with Mica's decision making. Mica already has his wall up, and he's got a couple Marauders and some Marines, so this is not going to do anything. to the Terran. Protoss is going to want to go back home. But hey, sometimes when you get something, you have like a lot of Reapers show up, and depending on the league that you're in, you got to assume that the guy might have spent so much time microing that he doesn't have that much at home.
For sure.
Sometimes you just got to poke the door.
Yep.
You go in, knock, see if anyone's home. And as it turns out, there was a lot of people home. Too many.
Yeah, way too many. Well, I mean, at this point, let me take a look at the probes and SCVs. So, Sanchez still has 32 probes to the 28 SCVs. Sure, there are mules, which definitely, bring the income probably in the favor of the Terran by slightly, yes, by a couple hundred minerals a minute. But overall, it's relatively even considering. I mean, he brought out a bunch of fast Reapers, and he didn't end the game. And he didn't really cripple Sanchez either, because he was on 2 base. He can start double chrono boosting out probes. There's a scan. He now sees the Immortal, which he must feel decently about, considering he is going some Marauders here already, and he's getting out some more Widow Mines. Already has the Medivacs ready to go, but also Sanchez can see the Observers as well. But like I was saying, the fact that he went out with so many Reapers early on, it wasn't an all-in, but it really doesn't allow the Terran to tech super fast either. So he needed to do a lot of damage, and since he didn't do a catastrophic amount, it's a relatively even game. And to be honest with you, I almost put the Protoss ahead than the Terran.
Yeah, well, I mean, unit for unit, Protoss has stronger units. That's just kind of the way that it goes. The Terran has to have a lot more going on to be able to take on the Protoss force. And ooh, nice little pickup on that. That was some hot eyeballs on that one. That's well. Did he
Here we go.
I mean, well, the Observer saw the dropships anyway.
He saw them.
Or the Medivacs anyway. So it's not really like he doesn't know this is coming. This could be bad for Mica if he gets caught with his pants down. But the Protoss just moved. Oh no, never mind. He's going back up the ramp.
Yep.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Well, he's splitting because he saw the Medivacs coming into position, so he knows they're coming. He just doesn't know if they're coming in the front or they're coming up from up top.
Is he going to get a lucky pickup? Is he going to get with a full...
Well,
if he gets the Immortal, that's even better. Which one has the Immortal in it? Or not the Immortal, sorry. The what has all the Marauders?
Yeah, the one in the front, but he's not going to get it here.
Oh, wow, that's highly unfortunate.
Ouch.
This is going to do a fair amount of damage before the Protoss could even respond to it.
Ouch.
And now the Terran actually
three
has...
Immortals are here, though. He's going to go in and just try and pick off this Nexus and then get up and go. Question is, can he do it? I don't think he can. Oh, my God.
Just.
But at what cost, Adam? But at what cost?
Well, I'm going to say it was worth it. Insofar as that...
I don't know. I don't know. This could be a counter in death.
Does the Protoss...
He counters now and wins.
He counters.
Yes, he has to, right?
I was going to say it depends on whether or not the Protoss has the wherewithal to actually just immediately counter.
Yeah. I mean, you have to at that point. You've just literally killed everything and lost maybe 2 units.
Yeah.
I
actually don't know if you lost any units.
Well, you lost a few probes. That's really about it. And he's already got a pylon in position, although it doesn't have a gateway there, even still. How does he stop this? Too many Immortals. There's 3 of them.
He would have needed tanks, and he doesn't have any tanks.
Yeah.
And he should not be out in front of his wall right now. This is the last place he should be. Get back behind that wall. If you can trap a couple of Zealots, great. But otherwise, no, you can't get that up.
Well, there's the Guardian Shield. 3 Immortals, though, is just going to eat everything up.
Too many Immortals. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I feel like Mica dropped his macro substantially on that attack. I know that the Protoss didn't lose much, but I feel like the Terran should have probably had enough to hold.
Yeah, it would have been nice to at least have a few siege tanks, right? Building siege tanks in the back, but instead he kept building a couple of
Hellions. A weird choice.
Yeah, it's
like nothing about the Protoss' composition was. In fact, I don't really get Hellions at all against Protoss in general.
Oh, they're very, very situational. Like if you're going charge lot Immortal and then you want to turn them into Hellbats just to get rid of the Zealots, okay. But at the end of the day, no. I mean, there's just better options. It's just better options.
Tanks I think would have held this for sure, especially given the map's topography. He's got a lot of good high ground spots above that choke, like right out by his ramp. and the Protoss didn't even come down, I don't think, with an observer, so the Terran would have had a lot of advantage here to make it happen, but just didn't.
Force field. There it is.
Rip. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
That's a massacre right there.
Yeah.
All of them are going down, and very quickly.
Oh,
and well, that's pretty much it. I mean, the dude is. I'm going to speed it up here because what more can this guy do?
Well, it's early in the day, but I'm not even sure I could, safely say that the Terran has any way of coming back into this.
No, it's. I mean,
as much as I'd love to see it.
Yeah, the answer's a hard
and
no.
we've seen some crazy Terran,
stuff. Yeah, it's 100 supply to 29 right now. It's
if this Terran had the epic ramp that the last Terran had,
it might be possible.
It's possible, but he doesn't. And not only that, but he actually just doesn't have any units, like at all, even to hold the ramp if he wanted to. But
he is taking off.
What are you, Mica? Just stop the madness, Mica. What are you doing, bro?
Well, he's got a planetary fortress, but it's just going to be shredded by these immortals quickly. Very, very quickly indeed. He'd have to get, like, another planetary and hope and pray. I mean, this Protoss even got a third base. Oh, there goes that. He's trying to buy time, I guess. Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that was something.
All right, well, there you go.
That was something. Well, I mean, I guess what the takeaway from this is, upshot for the Protoss is that he had the wherewithal. I'm going to guess this is somewhere around platinum.
I do believe it was gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The difference between gold and platinum is
not much.
A couple letters. It's pretty much the difference.
There you go.
And so
starting it off.
And so yeah, he had the upshot was he had the wherewithal to actually immediately counter, because a lot of times at that rank, it's when you get attacked, even if you win like substantially, you can sometimes get a little turtley.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And so the lesson of the day here is, sometimes you got to go ham.
Just counter.
Just go counter.
Just go.
Just go.
Go
and
for
see
it.
what happens. Don't overcommit. If you get there and the Terran's got 4 tanks and a wall, all right, turn around, go home. That's okay. But you tried. Like we said at the beginning of the game, you knocked on the door.
That's right.
You saw if anyone was there.
That's right.
And if nobody's home, raid their fridge.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was game number 1 here. First game of the day. World Vision. Give Me Shelter. In case you guys are just tuning in here on the stream, we're raising money for the kids. Helps them with shelter, food, water, education. Medicine.
Safe places to play, Jeff.
Yes, to be kids. It's a great initiative. If you want to learn more, if you're watching us on YouTube, link in the description. If you want to give, it's also there. And, we'll see you guys on the next one.
That's right. Peace.